Well, hey guys, it's Mr. Owensby again. Welcome everybody for our PowerPoint 2 reading. Uh, the Egypt Middle Kingdoms. It says PowerPoint 2 in your slides. We welcome everybody from Team 7, 8, and 9 watching my video today. We got our link here for our music video songs. I definitely suggest you watch the video. I know you've seen it several times, but you're probably noticing as you watch the video, you're learning more and more. Today we'll hear more about King Tut himself and Ramses and a little bit about Cush. So, check it out. Okay, King Tut. Who was King Tut and why was he so popular is really the question. Now, we got a biography down there that you can watch. It's pretty good. And there's also a really funny video down here at the bottom from Saturday Night Live when I was a kid with Steve Martin. It's definitely funny. So check that out. All right, King Tut or King Tutankhamun is well known not because he was a great pharaoh, but because he was nearly intact tomb was discovered in 1922. So that's really why he's so famous is because we found his tomb. Now, here's two notes you need to take. In 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter, financed by a rich British lord named George Herbert, who's the Earl of Carnarvon, found steps hidden in the debris of another tomb in the Valley of the Kings and discovered the sealed tomb of Tutankhamun. Second note, the tomb contained 4 rooms full of priceless treasures more than 3,000 years old, including a solid gold sarcophagus, jewelry, statues, preserved clothes, a chariot, weapons, and perhaps the most valuable of all, a perfectly preserved and mummified King Tut. Now, we're talking super valuable stuff, guys. The solid gold sarcophagus he was in, weighing 225 pounds, that is worth $6.2 million in today's money, just in the value of the gold. So, and you throw in the fact his body was in it and everything else in there, you're looking at an insured value of about $160 million, just the contents of that room. But it's so valuable. Right. Now, who was King Tut, though? Again, we have more links down here. What caused his death? We think it might have been a war injury, we see. The other two links I had some problems with. All right. Since the discovery of his tomb, historians and scientists have conducted research to learn about King Tut's life. He reigned from 1334 to 1324 BC, from the age of about 9 to 19. He was the son of Uhanakten Amenhotep IV. During Tut's reign, Egyptians returned to the traditional polytheistic worship. There's some mystery surrounding his death. Many may think he may have died in illness or in a chariot crash. All right, Ramses. Ramses reigned for 66 years, from 1277 BC to 1213 BC. And if you, of course, you know with highlighted notes, we write those down. Next, number 1, Egyptian armies regained lands in Western Asia and rebuilt their empire. He constructed several major new temples. The temples served as banks. Egyptians stored valuable items such as gold, jewelry, sweet-smelling oils, and finely woven clothes. You remember Ramses from the video. He was this guy. Remember him? After Ramses II, Egypt's power began to fade. By 1150 BC, Egyptians had lost control of the Nile Delta. So we call the New Kingdom. So now you may call me Pharaoh. And we have a TED Talk video on the bottom down here about Hatshepsut. You can watch that. It's a very good video. Okay, looking. Egyptian rulers took the title Pharaoh. They held absolute power and served as the head religious leader. The capital city has now been moved to Thebes. Queen Hatshepsut was first known female pharaoh. Even though that wasn't common, this did happen at this time. Thutmose the third conquered Syria and Egypt, grew rich from commerce and tribute. And remember, tribute are payments from conquered people that they have to pay, or else be wiped out completely. Okay. Amenhotep the fourth, Akhenaten, moved Egypt's capital from Thebes, believed there was only one god named Aten, and tried to make Egyptians give up their polytheistic worship of many gods. He wanted them all to worship just that one god. This was not really something they wanted to do. Ramses II, Ramses the Great, was the last great ruler of Egypt. We have links down here for videos about Amenhotep and a link down here about Ramses. So definitely worth checking those out. They're not very long. The decline. Well, the pharaohs were weak. They were invaded in the north by the Assyrians, in the south by the Nubians, and also by the Persians. By 3000 BC, Egyptians no longer ruled Egypt. 300 BC, that is. They had lost control. Now, in the south, they were taken over by Cush. That's what we're talking about on this slide. In present-day Sudan, in a region known as Nubia, later known as Kush, a great civilization arose. Evidence suggests that cattle herders arrived about 2000 BC. They grazed herds on the savannas or grassy plains that stretch across Africa south of the Sahara. Now, this is in the northern part, about where the Nile starts to bend and where the cataracts start to begin when you leave Egypt. We have a quick video down here about the history of Cush if you'd like to check them out. Kerma was developed close ties with Egypt. City. That was the city. The Egyptians were happy to trade for Kerma's cattle, gold, and ivory, and enslaved people. They also admired Nubian skills in warfare and hired Nubian warriors to fight their armies. They were very powerful battle. They were known for their archers and their arrows. Kushite kings ruled from the city of Napata. Napata was in a favorable location. It stood along the upper Nile where trade caravans crossed the river. So this put them in a very nice location. Remember, upper Nile was in the south, right? Caravans carried gold, ivory, valuable woods, and other goods from Kush to Egypt. And Kush remained a great trading power for 600 years. Okay. That's it. So not a very long slide, guys. Make sure you take your notes and be ready for your next quiz. I wish you the best of luck. And definitely go back and watch the King Tut Saturday Night Live video.